Hi guys, we're gonna go over the leg lasso when my partner started giving me a hard time locking his elbow to avoid the lasso. So we're gonna control here. We're gonna start on a close guard, so you can always put the piece together. So we're gonna start 4 fingers, control the sleeves right here. So I believe it's really strong grips. So a lot of people like to be on a pistol grip, but for this particular game, I like to go on the 4 fingers. I believe it's really strong grip. My feet goes in the hip right here, so keep the tension right there. So keep the control the distance right here. Now I'm gonna go sideways. So when I go sideways and one lasso goes over, I need to keep one foot on hip to keep the control, keep the distance away from me. So I'm gonna put the lasso right here. So when I put my lasso, one of the very common reaction that my partner gonna do it is he gonna lock the elbow, he gonna close the elbow right here, exactly. So he locked the elbow. Sometimes you don't let me put my lasso right here. So there's a reason why he always gonna time on that. So what we're gonna do is my hands, when I put my lasso and he start going to close right here, I don't wanna let go, I cannot let go of the sleeves right here. So the reason why, because sometimes he can go for the stimmer lock on my foot right here. He can lock my foot and it's gonna be a bad idea for me. So I have to make sure I really hold this grip really stronger. So now my foot, I need to really pull, so he count on his arm. So he always gonna pull, lock the elbows in. Exactly, so I cannot step that. So he always gonna try to do it. So I need to pull the hands in and sink my foot in the lasso. So now my foot is on the hip. Okay, so when my foot's on the hip, my knee mats on his shoulder. All I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to keep this arm under control until I take my foot out. So when I take my foot out, my knee gonna go on the mat. Okay, so now, so from here, I'm gonna let go of the lasso. I'm gonna let go of the far hands. I'm gonna control the hands. So when I go my knee on the mat, I'm gonna start scramble under. So now I'm gonna here, guys, I'm gonna lock my triangle and be like upside down right on top of his elbow right here. So from here, I like to really hug his arm, and now I'm gonna turn into and force him to roll, so he gives me the arm and stay really tight on the arm bar. So in this case, I use the lasso to end up on the arm bar position. So let's see a different angle. So we're gonna be here, okay? So when I'm gonna go for the lasso, one of the very common reactions on my part is pulling the elbow. I'm gonna go sideways. When I pull the lasso, I place my foot right here. I have to make sure I keep a good strong position, my really strong grip, so he don't go for the stimmer lock or something like that. So I like to pull the arm, the hands right here. So now the gap is right there, so I can place my foot easily right there on his hip. Okay, so now my knee mats on his shoulder. Keep this arm until my knee goes on the mat. So why I put this knee on the mat? Because I want to elevate my hip. Okay, so now I'm gonna scramble. I'm gonna go upside down and let go of the hands. Secure the hands right here and lock the triangle right here. So now I'm gonna hug his arm. So the elevation is really strong. I want to turn my hip. I'm forcing him to roll. Lock my knees right there. And now the armbar is right here, and really strong armbar from this position. So make sure you always keep the arm on this side. Never on this side, because he can always turn and defend and count in your position. So make sure you keep the arm right here on this side of his leg. So the armbar is right there. So let's see on a full speed how this look. We'll be here, right? So we're gonna be here. When I pull, he could lock. I make sure I pull the arm, sink my foot in. So we're gonna be right here and finish on the armbar. Alright guys, so in this situation, my opponent is gonna try disconnect my lasso, try give me a hard time, and when I pull my lasso, he's gonna try move around, move it away. So whatever he do it, I'm always ready for his reaction. So that's what make the game stronger. So whatever he do is like accurate reaction. So when I pull my lasso, he's gonna do something. So that's what we're gonna go over. We're gonna be here, same idea, both, like control both sleeves, really strong grips on the sleeves. Feet goes on the hip right here. Move a little bit away so to get the right angle. I'm gonna turn my hip to the side. That's the main thing I have to do always to put my lasso in. Turn my hip to the side so to get the right angle. So now I'm gonna put my lasso right here. Remember that I always have to keep my foot on his hip to keep him away from me, so avoid him to close the distance. So keep my sleeves. When I put my lasso right here, one of the very common reaction here happens here is my opponent's moving away. So why he's moving away? So there's a reason why he's moving away. So to keep the lasso loose. So I cannot just try to chase him and replace my lasso. So let it go. So when he moving away, exactly. So there is no lasso. There is no lever to sweep him like I wish. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna transition my hands to the sleeves. So when I switch to the sleeve, the lasso sleeve, I'm gonna take my leg out and I'm gonna rock my leg and I'm gonna use momentum to go all the way around his back and trap the seat belt, and then from here force him to give the back. So let's see on different angle. So let's see on this angle. So we're gonna pull my lasso, both sleeves, place my feet on the hip, sideways. So now I'm gonna put my lasso right here. So immediately when I pull my lasso, he's gonna move it away. The reason why he's moving away because he don't wanna put weight on my lasso because I can sweep him. So he move it away. Immediately I'm gonna switch my grips. So I don't have much time to do a perfect grip right here because he's gonna start realizing that he comes back. So when I have the grips right here, I really need to lift the gear a little bit. I can get like a pistol grip, take my leg out at the same time. And now the trick here is I don't want to take my leg out and then try to sit up like this because he stay away from me. So I wanna I'm gonna switch my grips. Want to take my leg out. Once my leg comes out, my leg help me use momentum, and I want to drag him arm a little bit close to me so my chest match on his back. And now from the sleeves, I'm gonna go over his shoulder, connect the seat belt, and then from here I gotta knock him down, put my first hook, second hooks, and then I can work from the back. Sometimes I'm looking to do the lasso, but sometimes he forced me to open something else, so I have to I use my strong game to take me in a different situation. So let's see the full speed right here. So we're gonna be here, sideways, we start moving away, switch my grip, and stay tight. Alright, this situation right here, there's a lot of reactions that my partner my opponent does. He move back, he move to the right or left. So in this case here, he's gonna try hug my head to go to a pass right there. So I'm gonna be here, right? So once I connect my lasso, I really have to be aware what he can do, so I can be aware to attack him or adapt something else. So I'm gonna put my feet on the hip as always to manage the distance. Good grips on the sleeves, sideways. Once I place my lasso right here, one of the very common reactions he does is circling around and hug my head right here. Exactly. So he hugged my head and then put his hip down and then pass right here. One thing that I like to mention right here, I have my lasso, right? I still have my lasso right here, but he have my head. So in a tournament way, this doesn't really matter because I have my lasso, but this counts as a pass. So we have to really watch out for that. So sometimes you feel good, sometimes people like to let him hug the head to go under here and start go like this. So personal, I don't really like it because I feel stuck. So I like to prevent that problem later on. So I like to be 2 or 3 steps ahead. When I go sideways, I place my lasso and he served. Maybe from this here guys, he turned his hand, I forgot to mention, he turned his hand to break the grip and now he's like circling around. I need to keep my hands away from me. So that way I can always bring my bottom leg in and reset my lasso. And if you push my leg down again and circle around, it's a good drill to maintain right here. Block the biceps, my bottom leg comes back to the hip, and I keep maintaining my guard. But in this case, I don't want to keep it being, I don't want to be in a survival mode. Every time he goes to pass my guard circling around, I like to maintain the lasso right here. So now guys, he might be on his knees. So when he's on his knees, came off the knees, he might be off the knees and start circling around on his feet. Exactly, that way he circles quick. I like to keep this arm away from my head. I want to bring my bottom leg on the mat. My foot towards the hip. I gotta go to the hip or to the knee. So now I'm gonna use my foot to switch my hip and now bring him over. And then from here, all I'm gonna do is try to get on top and establish the points. Maybe losing by points, maybe too risky to go for a submission. Or from here guys, let's stand up right here, stay there, there. I imagine sweeping this way, right? I can always go for the armbar. So let's see a different angle so you guys can get the detail right here. And then we can go for the armbar. So here, go sideways, place. And then you feel the grips, circle around. Place these hands on the biceps. Don't let it, try to get close. Don't let this hand get on my head. Bottom leg goes on the mat. This leg, this foot was on the hip, my leverage is getting weak. So this foot placed on the knee right here. Just don't let him take this leg away. I gotta use my bottom leg to scoop his keep going. So the momentum that was keep trying to hug my head, I place my weight. So now I'm gonna just switch my hip, sweep him that way. I can just go straight for the armbar and then lock right here. I don't know if you guys realize, but every position for the arm ends up with this arm right here. So I believe it's such a good option to go over this armbar right here. So this is gonna look at the full speed right here. I'm gonna go here, place, this circle around, block. I'm gonna go that way, I'm gonna stretch circle, and then finish with the arm. So these are good options when the person tries to hug your head. I believe that will be help you guys a lot. Alright guys, in this situation right here, we gotta go for one good option that place my lasso right between the legs. I believe is one of the strong options right there. You can go back and forth. So we're gonna be here in this situation. So I like to be in a close guard so you understand and push the pieces together. Both grips really strong right here. Feet goes on the hip. So now I'm gonna go sideways, maintain one foot on his hip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, I can have the option to go for the regular lasso, but sometimes what my partner does is he lock his elbow and don't let me go for the regular lasso. So when he do that, I can easily create space, push his shoulders away, and then place my foot right between the